All right, are we good to start?
Give me,
It's only 5:55, so we need to wait until 6.
Okay. Okay. All right, are we good to go now? All right. I call the Senate meetings to order on Monday, September 14th, 2020 at 6:00 p.m. We will now proceed with roll call.
Senator Aslan,
Present.
Senator Beck,
Present.
Senator Brim,
Present.
Senator Burnett,
Present.
Senator Childerson,
Present.
Senator Gorn,
Present.
Senator Hawkins,
Present.
Senator Ho,
Present.
Senator Jackson, Senator Jones,
Present.
Senator Krager,
Unexcused.
Senator Morgan,
Present.
Senator Obert,
Present.
Senator Odell,
Present.
Senator Perry,
Present.
Senator Pruitt,
Present.
Senator Randolph,
Present.
Senator Sherman,
Present.
Senator Shahan,
Present.
Senator Shaw,
Present.
Senator Wheeler,
Present.
Senator Wensing,
Present.
and did Senator Jackson actually say present?
I didn't hear it, but I know he's in the
I
it's in
thought
the
it
Zoom.
was.
Yeah. All right. We'll now move on to line 3, approval of minutes. I'll give you a brief moment to look over the minutes, and when ready, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Senator Aslan, so moved.
Has been moved by Senator Aslan. Is there a second?
Senator Jones, second.
Seconded by Senator Jones. We will now proceed with a roll call vote.
Senator Aslan,
Aye.
Senator Beck,
Aye.
Senator Brim,
Aye.
Senator Burnett,
Aye.
Senator Childerson,
Aye.
Senator Gorin,
Aye.
Senator Hawkins,
I abstain.
Senator Ho,
Aye.
Senator Jackson, Senator Jones,
Aye.
Senator Morgan,
Aye.
Senator Obert,
Aye.
Senator Odell,
Aye.
Senator Perry,
Aye.
Senator Pruitt,
Aye.
Senator Randolph,
Aye.
Senator Sherman,
Aye.
Senator Shahan,
Aye.
Senator Shaw,
Aye.
Senator Wheeler,
Aye.
Senator Wensing,
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. Also, I apologize for not bringing this up earlier. I noticed we forgot to do roll for executive board. I know if we were doing that or not today.
Robin, do you do roll call for exec board too?
Yes.
yes, I realized I had missed that when he moved on, so let me do a roll call for them. President Walters, President Walters,
Looks like her mic isn't working.
Present. Can you guys hear me okay?
yes, now.
Now?
Vice
Okay.
President Akpan,
Present.
Trustee Graham,
Present.
Financial Officer Drephard,
Present.
Internal Affairs Officer Lutz,
Present.
External Affairs Officer Kyle,
Present.
Marketing and Communication Officer Ballard,
Present.
Organization Relations Officer Akpan,
Present.
Student Diversity Officer McKenzie.
Present.
Sorry about missing you guys.
It's fine. All right, moving on to line 4, guest speaker. Letter A, our guest speaker for the night will be Craig Holland, the Director of Facilities Management. Thank you for joining us today, Craig. You have 10 minutes to speak and Stan is not required to respond.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Is the mic working? First of all, I want to thank you all for the invitation. I am the Craig Holland, the Director of Facilities. I've been at SIUE for about 3 years. And I think what you were interested in hearing about is a little bit about some of our bigger projects that are going on. So I thought I would talk about those. And then at the end, if you have any questions regarding those or anything else that FM does, I'd be happy to answer that. So the largest project that we have right now is the Founders Hall, and it's actually almost complete. We would call it 99.9% complete. It was a $34 million project that pretty much brought the building up to today's standards. It was originally built in the very early 1970s, one of the first 6 buildings on campus. And it needed a lot of work in terms of the electrical load, the lighting, the heating and ventilation, and also a big part of it was the seismic retrofit. So if you're seeing Founders, you see the 4 towers, those were completely rebuilt. They look like what was there before, but they are actually something called moment frames that is used to make the building much more stable in case of an earthquake. Think of it as stabilizing the building and shoring it up. So when the building shakes, it won't fall down. So that was a large part of that project. And overall, the Founders Project is part of our 21st Century, which is a student supported program to renovate all the original buildings to campus up to modern standards and to seismic retrofit each of those. Pretty much the only thing left on that project right now is the exterior landscaping. We have a sidewalk to build that is adjacent to Lot A, which was completely redone here over the last year as well. And you probably have seen our new redesigned entrance into the lot with the roundabout. That was really designed twofold. One, to simplify the movements in and out, and 2, separate as much of the pedestrian traffic as possible. If you have walked that way from the Vidalbing Center, you'll see that you can completely walk and only cross the parking area where cars are in 2 small locations. Before, you had to cross the drive path, 2 drive paths. It was not a very safe situation. So moving on to a couple of our other projects, you may or may not have been to the School of Dental Medicine, where right now we have a $11 million, $11.5 million advanced care clinic being built, which is right next to their medical dental lab, a building built in 2012. We actually tore down some very old buildings in between that and one of their classrooms, Hogue Hall, and then rebuilding a single story with a full basement that will house pediatric surgery suites, 2 pediatric surgery suites, as well as some advanced dental chairs, if you will, for postdoc students. And it will also house much better student life facilities in terms of lockers for the dental students and a better recreation area. A lot of that in the basement is adjacent to the building built in 2012 that also has a gym in the basement there. So that's really the heart of student life on the Alton campus. A couple of other projects that we have going on in addition to that is this is one that you probably won't care about unless it stops working. You may not know that we have we're the only public university in Illinois to have our own wastewater treatment plant. We have our own sewer treatment plant. And about 2 years ago, one of the parts of that plant, something called a digester's lid, rusted and fell into the effluent. So we have 2, but we're on one right now. And we are just getting ready. We just bid and about ready to award a project to replace the one and get us back up to 2, and also replace some of our post-treatment sand filters as well. So an important project to keep our plant running. What's kind of neat about that plant is it supports a sewer operator treatment school that we have right here on campus that really trains operators across the state of Illinois. So they use our effluent and also provide us with technical assistance. So looking forward to getting that project done so that everything will keep flushing and working as it should. Also on campus, as part of the Science West project, we had a little bit of money left over. And I say a little bit, about $2 million, that we are actually renovating the greenhouse here on campus. And we're going to double the size, add a head house to that, and really make it a more than twice as nice facility that it is now, with some modern controls, better to control both lighting and the heating and ventilation in that building. And then the last large building or project that we have, we're just getting ready to start, is the Health Sciences Complex. This will be located as you come into campus up North University Drive, where it intersects with Research Park Drive. There's a large grassy field, and that's where this building will go. It's a $105 million project approved by the legislature last year. And we've been authorized to proceed with the first part, which is bridging documents. So we are going to do this a little bit different. When we bid large projects or any projects, we typically design it, then bid it, then build it, bid it to contractors. In this particular format, we're giving design build teams some general instructions and saying, what can you do with this? What's the best value? So it's a different way to get a large complex like this. But what it really does for us is give some flexibility to these teams to hopefully give us best value and speed the process up a little bit. Now, we haven't been funded for the construction, the part of it yet, but we hope to have the bridging documents ready to go maybe as soon as this time next year, to be able to go out and solicit for construction / architect teams to give us a proposal to build the completed structure. Included with that is the two buildings that are over there, that one that pharmacy is in and the building right next to it will be part of this effort and all be included in. And the health sciences would have pharmacy, nursing, and the allied health uses in it, plus some other uses, most likely like some concessionary items, associated things that you'd like to have in the building, like the Skywalk Cafe is between alumni and founders. And so that's actually will be the largest construction project, single building construction project that the campus has ever undertaken. So we're pretty excited about that. Those are the major construction projects that we have going on. Of course, we have lots and lots of little things going on throughout the campus, like the Starbucks remodel in the library, Chick-fil-A, the Pablo's Pizza, which if you haven't had that, I think it's pretty good. I've been down there several times myself. And then LED upgrades across the campus. Our street lights have all been upgraded to LED lights. That has a very quick payback for us in terms of the energy savings, but it also has a lot of other benefits. It's a reduced light profile. It's a little bit better for night vision. It's overall just a better type of light than the sodium halide vapor lights that we used to have. And with that, I think what I'll do is just open it up to questions. If you have any regarding that or any of the other projects or whatever facilities does.
All right, thank you, Craig. If anyone
Thank
has
you.
any questions, I'll now entertain a motion to open the floor for discussion.
Senator Aslan so moved.
All right, it's been moved by Senator Aslan. Is there a second?
Senator Shahan second.
Seconded by Senator Shahan. The floor is now open for discussion.
Senator Shahan, just curious, thank you for coming tonight. But is the Founders project over or under budget right now?
So the Founders Project is within the contingency that was originally established. So with every construction project, we establish a 10 to 15% contingency, especially on a rehabilitation, because you just don't know what you're going to get sometimes till you open up a wall. And so we are sitting, we had a 15% contingency, and we're sitting around 10% within that. So I guess in that regards, we'll be, ahead of budget. So.
Senator Beck, with the extra money you get from projects, what do you guys usually do? So I know you said with the you had money left over for the greenhouse. Do you have any ideas what you're going to do with the leftover money from Founders Hall, for example?
So that's a good question, because that's part of the 21st century funds. That's a student funded fund for those 6 buildings. What that will let us do is just start the next building sooner, which will probably be Rendleman Hall. And what we'd like to do is by maybe the spring next year, we'll have enough funds to be able to go out and solicit design bids to start the design of that. And then by the time that's done, we should have enough funds to be able to go out and bid and be able to construct that. So anything that we save now really just makes the program move faster. And it's a very long-term program. It will take us a while to get through all the buildings.
So how many more buildings are left? Like, so I know you said it was a 34 years to upgrade Founders Hall. Or there's a long distance. How many more buildings do you would need to be upgraded?
So in this project, the buildings that will be upgraded is Founders, which we just have done, Rendleman, Alumni Hall, Dunham Hall, the library, and Peck Hall.
Those have all been done already, or need to be done?
Founders was the first one.
Okay, so that's where it starts. Okay.
That's where it starts. Yeah, if you kind of do the math on that, it's probably everybody on this call will probably have moved on by the time we get to the last building. But I will say that after the Founders project, we found some cost savings in some areas. In some areas, we know what to expect now. So I would hope that as the next building comes up, we'll continue to be able to improve our performance in terms of, maybe not touching any of the contingencies that we have. And then that would allow us to move just a little bit faster in the process.
We have time for one more question, then we have to close the floor for discussion.
Senator Randolph, what would you estimate to be like when the Founder Hall project would be done? Like, what would be a good estimate?
So at the end of any large project of this, we have something we call a punch list that includes things that as we actually have folks back in the building now, and we find, for instance, one of the things that we found was some soundproofing between the window and each of the offices was left out. And so that's a requirement of the contractor. They're going back and doing that. So those little punch list items will probably go on for a couple more months, I think. And then with every building that we do, we have a requirement to achieve a green certification. And that process takes everything into account, including what we sent to the landfills and what we diverted and where we bought our materials from. And so that paperwork actually can take some time afterwards. So it might be 6 months, 8 months when we finally achieve our certification. So I think that's when I would say we're done. But for everyone that, previously were in the building, they're all back in, all the users are back in. And so from that perspective, we're pretty well done. And the landscaping that's going on right now, we're trying to get seeded here while we still have a little bit of fall left. And of course that will grow, and we won't know how well the contractor did till next spring. If it didn't take, they'll be back to fix that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Craig. I will now entertain a motion to close the floor for discussion.
Senator Aslan, so moved.
Has been moved by Senator Aslan. Is there a second?
Senator Beck, second.
Has been seconded by Senator Beck. Thank you again, Craig.
Thank you.
We will now move on to line item 5, Senator reports.
Senator Aslan?
My report is in the packet. I've been attending University Planning and Budget Council. I always forget what the acronym is. I apologize. And that's been going very well. And the first graduate council meeting is coming up this week, and I look forward to that.
Senator Beck?
My report is in the packet. The only thing that I really have to focus on is if you guys want to join finance board, I would definitely recommend doing it. We've got 5 members and definitely would want a couple more. And Samuel and I are working together to make a survey to send out to the students in the School of Business.
Senator Brim?
My report is in the packet. Senator Obert and I are attending Curriculum Council on Thursday, so we can report on that next meeting. And then I look forward to hopefully working with Senator Odell on more common goals.
Senator Burnett?
My report is in the packet, and I met with Senator Wheeler last week, and we discussed a lot of ideas and goals that we have for School of Nursing, and I hope to get those started soon.
Senator Childerson?
My report is in the packet. I've attended the UPBC meeting, and I'm looking forward to attending external affairs meetings, and Senator Beck and myself are working on a survey to send out to the School of Business constituents, as he stated.
Senator Gorin?
My report is in the packet, and I've attended the Student Organization Advisory Board meeting, and we have another one coming up this week, and the Parking and Traffic Committee meeting. I'm mainly working on just trying to get in touch with the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences so that I can send out a survey to my constituents.
Senator Hawkins?
My report is in the packet. I attended the Traffic and Parking Committee as well. Something worth noting on that is that they're going to offer students a semester upgrade for green passes and brown passes in an attempt to get some money back just because they are not being utilized to near the capacity.
Senator Ho?
My report is in the packet. While there have been some minor issues and inconveniences with in light of the circumstances, the Denham students are fairly content with how things are running. Senator Morgan and I, we have been working to gather feedback from some of the students as well.
Senator Jackson?
My report is in the packet. I'm still working on trying to figure out like a way to vote. I need to talk to somebody who's good at Teams, whoever's willing to help me out on finding like a way we can do a poll or something so I can work on the suicide prevention training with counseling if anybody's interested.
Senator Jones?
My report is in the packet. I just want to highlight that me and Mackenzie Randolph created our survey, but we just have to write an email and adjust it a little bit, and then it will be sent out to the students.
Senator Morgan?
My report is in the packet. Senator Ho summed it up pretty well. Everything's seems to be all right in Alton. We're still discussing with our other peers and classmates on any ideas that they have, but nothing has really come up so far.
Senator Obert?
My report is in the packet, and as Senator Brim said, we have our first meeting with the Curriculum Council on Thursday, and I'm looking forward to reporting that.
Senator Odell?
My report is in the packet, and as Carson said, or as Senator Brim said, one of my goals for this week is to reach out to her and kind of come up with some common goals that we have for the school.
Senator Perry?
My report did make it into the packet, and coming up on it's only September. On September 22nd, the graduate school is hosting Graduate School Welcome. And I put this in my packet because I was hoping someone would come to represent student government and talk about the open committees we have, if we still do have open committees. So I also attended. So yeah, I'll reach out to whoever. And I attended the Diversity Council led by Ms. McKenzie, and it's really good. And we kind of talked about brainstorming for the upcoming year. And Senator Aslin and I, moving forward, are talking about potentially doing a survey.
Senator Pruitt?
My report is in the packet, and I attended the Committee of Assessment Committee meeting and the Parking and Traffic Committee meeting. But Senator Hawkins already mentioned what I was going to mention about the Parking and Traffic Committee. So.
Senator Randolph?
My report is in the packet. I have reached out to the Dean of Engineering and the Associate Dean to talk about plans and concerns that they might have this year. And like Senator Jones said, we did finish a survey for the engineering students, and we hope to send it out really soon.
Senator Sherman?
My report is in the packet. I'm working with Senator Wheeler and Senator Shahan on a mental health week, which will be October 4th through 10th. And last week I had a meeting with Lisa Thompson-Gibson to talk about counseling services, presenting sometime that week. I am also going to attend the marketing committee meeting this Thursday.
Senator Shahan?
My report is in the packet. Like Senator Sherman mentioned, we are working on a mental health week. I am talking to some professors in the School of Nutrition to do like a food workshop, and some professors within the School of English to do a creative writing free write workshop that week, all virtual. I do have a little bit that was not in my report because it was brought to my attention later on in the week. I know one of the senators mentioned in their report that they've had some issues with like students getting jobs. And I've had multiple freshmen come to me and say that they are not able to find a work study job because everything they're applying for, they're not ever getting contact back from the people they're applying to. So I think that's something that definitely needs to be addressed. If somebody could give me the contact to reach out to for that, that would be great. In addition to that, I've seen in a few of my classes that like students on campus Wi-Fi are getting scolded by their professors for not having good connection or not being able to use their video or join by phone. So I think that's another thing that definitely needs to be addressed because students are being reprimanded for something that's completely out of their control. Another thing, just a quick note, is I looked at the COVID dashboard earlier and it says that the date for Friday last week was the 10th and it's actually the 11th. So I just wanted to bring that up as well to get that changed. I don't know who's in charge of that. But yeah, other than that, I know a lot of students are like really getting settled in the freshman class and everybody's doing well. It was just those few things that were brought to my attention by people that I wanted to make sure got brought up. So yeah, thanks.
Senator Showell?
My report is in the packet, and I'd just like to highlight all the activities that are occurring at the School of Pharmacy. As president of the Student Society of Health System Pharmacists, we actually have our first general meeting tomorrow at noon over Zoom.
Senator Wheeler?
My report is in the packet. As Senator Sherman and Shahan mentioned earlier, we're working on a mental health week in October. I'm reaching out to a Panhellenic woman
and who attends U of I to see if she's interested in teaching a HIT class via Zoom as part of that mental health week to get people moving and active. I have a committee meeting on Friday for the Student Organization Activities Board. So I'm preparing for that by reading through the constitutions assigned to me and just preparing. And I met with Senator Burnett about reaching out to our constituents in the School of Nursing and talking about our common goals, like she mentioned earlier.
Senator Winsing.
My report is in the packet. I attended a University Center board meeting on the first Wednesday of this month. And I also am working with Senator Shao on a senator meet and greet for the School of Pharmacy. We decided on October 19th, which is after our 3-week rotations. That's going to be via Zoom, obviously. And then my long-term goal is to have the School of Pharmacy students more familiar with main campus and what it has to offer, since usually more than half of each pharmacy class is a transfer student. So hopefully we can do just that starting on our meeting next month.
All right, thank you. Moving on to line item 6, executive reports.
President Walters.
My report is in the packet, and I just want to highlight the Lunch with SG that's going to be happening tomorrow. That is happening every single Tuesday at noon. It's open to anyone. Everyone is welcome. And feel free to hop in, bring your lunch if you have a few questions or if you just want to be social while you eat lunch. So the Zoom link for that is on our social media.
Vice President Ekman.
To those senators who've already sent me their goals and initiatives, thank you very much. They all look really good. Just a reminder for those who haven't, just to please send me those as soon as possible. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.
Trustee Grant.
My report is in the packet. I just wanted to highlight the enrollment data that I talked about. SIUE saw a decrease of enrollment of 2.8% from last fall, and SIUE has a decrease of enrollment of only 1.5% from last fall. So with everything happening, I thought both of these numbers were really positive and encouraging. And then besides that, the other thing I have to report on is that this Thursday, there's a Board of Trustees meeting that will be over Zoom and YouTube. And I will be posting that link shortly in the Teams.
Financial Officer Dreppert.
My report is in the packet. We had our first finance board meeting on September 4th, and we talked through the changes that we need to make to the funding manual to accommodate the virtual environment. And then we'll have our next finance board meeting this coming Friday. So if you're interested in joining, we still have some seats available.
Internal Affairs Officer Lutz.
My report is in the packet. A couple things to highlight. So this Thursday at 7 p.m. Via Zoom is going to be our first bonding event. We're going to play virtual Pictionary. I was going to do Jackbox games, but I'm still like learning how to do everything. So we're going to go with Pictionary for the first one. So more information in the sign up will be posted on Teams tomorrow during my office hours. It's also Robin's birthday. Speaking of birthdays, so I'm gonna start doing birthday cards because we're not having pre-meeting dinner anymore. So I'm gonna start doing birthday cards. So starting with September, and then I'm gonna go back to June and work my way down. So if you have virtual office hours, you will get a digital card in your email, and if you have in-person office hours, you will get an actual like personalized card that I'm going to make for you. And then a couple things that weren't in the packet that have come to my attention since I submitted it. So there are 2 more committees that have been brought to my attention. So we have the Strategic Planning Committee. We need 6 representatives from student government. It's a fairly short time commitment. So if you only have 1 committee, this is a great opportunity to fulfill your requirement. If there's any interest, please reach out to me or Maddie. We both have information on it. And then I do have 1 more committee. So Maddie sent me an email saying that so Dr. Pembroke announced that the University of Illinois Shields saliva test will be available to other schools within the state of Illinois in late October. So Dr. Mike Schultz is going to lead a committee to develop a mandatory testing program using SHIELD to be piloted in November and fully operating in January. So we need one representative from student government to be on this committee. So if you're interested, please shoot me or Maddie a message. And that's all I have.
External Affairs Officer Kyle.
Hi everyone, my report is in the packet. Just want to highlight tomorrow we do have our student government meet and greet on Zoom. The flyer's up on our social media and it is up on Teams. And we will be tabling on the 16th as well to hand out some quick SG swag bags. So if you're interested or you have any friends that are interested in talking to us, please encourage them to come say hi. I'd also like to highlight that next Tuesday is National Voter Registration Day. So I'd like to see us promote that a little bit more through our social media and then individually as well, because we are planning some things for Election Day.
Marketing and Communication Officer Ballard.
Hello everyone, my report's in the packet. So first thing, I have like a list, so I'm not like, I'm staring off, I'm looking at my list of things I needed to talk about. But anyways, me and Officer Kyle are working on some homecoming marketing materials. So we're gonna get those ready and hopefully out by the start of homecoming week. And then my marketing committee is going to be meeting this Thursday. And then also I sent out a link for the photo circle. So please join the photo circle and please keep uploading pictures, especially ones with you wearing masks, so I can have some content to post with information that we're sending out. And that's all I have.
Organization Relations Officer Akpan.
My report is in the packet. Our next SOEB meeting is this Friday, the 18th. We do have enough members right now. Last meeting, we went over the constitutions and just procedure. And right now, we're just reviewing constitutions still and just reaching out to the organizations. And this Friday, there are going to be 6 organizations that are new organizations, and then 2 amended constitutions.
Student Diversity Officer Mackenzie.
Hi everyone. So my report is also in the packet, and I just wanted to highlight that I've been drafting up a resolution regarding SIUE's stance on anti-racism. And I'm proposing that the chancellor and other higher administrators translate their actionable goals towards anti-racism into a signed public document available for students. And I also would like to add that I hosted my first diversity committee meeting today at 10, and where we discussed kind of like our goals for this semester.
All right, moving on to line item 7, additions to agenda. Seeing none, we move on to line item 8, old business, letter A, COVID-19 updates, and I'll hand that over to Miriam or Dr. Waple.
Well, it's going to be me this evening, as Miriam is tied up with another issue. So good to see you all again. And so the first thing, I don't know who, it probably Senator Sheehan, sorry about the date mix-up. We usually update COVID on Thursdays, which would have been the 10th last week, but the town hall was on the 11th, and we actually got this fly-in Fridays data in there. So we'll fix the date. You're right. It was September 11th on Friday. Sorry about that there. So gonna screen share here a little bit. And I have a lot to talk about, and I'm not gonna try to take too much time up. So actually, yes, I should say dashboard September 4th to the 11th. So we'll just say that. And so this will be updated every Friday, but it'll be through Thursday. And so if you've not been on the dashboard, just some reminders that this is based on this. Okay, so it's all voluntary self-reporting data and all the tests we're doing on campus. I'll get to testing in a few minutes. what's going on, and Senator Lutz was already talking about that. I'll add some things in there. So what we're doing now in the dashboard is confirmed cases, September 4th to the 10th, 2 weeks, 14 positive tests, and then you'll see all prior weeks. So because of the 14-day period, they'll be coming off on this prior list weeks dating all the way back to August 1st. And the students are on the left, faculty and staff are on the right. And then we will have total positive test. That's everyone, 14 days, all week prior. And that will keep going on. And then weekly testing. So we are doing screening tests in one part of health services over by the University Hair Clinic, and then I'll talk about diagnostic in a minute. So screening is what we do in the hair clinic, former hair clinic, sorry. Diagnostic are the actual tests being done in health services. So you can see the numbers of tests there. This week started athletes testing as well. So those will be added to the list. So you can see the screening test. We can do about 70 a week. So we are not maxing out yet. And so we did 128 of those tests in the last 3 weeks, only 4 positives from that, a lot of negatives. And diagnostic, similarly, we've done 19 and 6 positive. Those diagnostic tests are being done in health services, our students. So you can see the number of tests we've done, 147, and then the screening test positivity rate, which is low. And we have set aside quarantine and isolation space and housing, and we have 95% availability. So if you were on the town hall on Friday, and if you weren't, I'll give you an update because someone asked me the question. Sorry, I'm just getting a request from the Alesto popping up on my screen. I'm not surprised that the rate's low. And I know most of you have friends at other institutions you've been watching. Maybe you've seen the videos, the Nelk brothers at Illinois State. Maybe you've heard about the 1,000-person cases up at Illinois State and close to 1,000 at University of Illinois. I'm not surprised. SIUE in Edwardsville doesn't have a major bar district like some of our other places do. We don't really have fraternity houses, though I know they have places that you may frequent, but of course our IFC and Panleg voted not to have events with alcohol this fall at those places. We don't have football happening, and we don't have a lot of large gatherings. And so on last Thursday, I met Zoomingly with the police chief and his staff and the fire chief in town. And they have been commenting that they're not seeing any really large math gatherings, a few things out of Access and the Reserve and Green Hill, but not massively. Now we just got a few reports this weekend, but something that happened over on Devon Street or something that happened this weekend. So we'll be addressing that with the students who had that. So that is the dashboard for a moment. Now let me switch real quick, and we can go back to there if we need to. So let me talk about testing because I'm actually overseeing that. Mike Schultz, who's our former director of housing, is going to coordinate the logistical pieces of that. And as Haley was talking about, we're looking for a student, and I'll talk about that in a second. So just so you know, students can get a screening or a diagnostic test on campus for free. So we're not turning any away from insurance or anything, and that's in health services. If you're symptomatic, you'll need to go on Cougar Care, talk to a health professional. They'll tell you what to do, whether you need to come in or go to the hospital or do something else. So if you're symptomatic, but if you're asymptomatic, whether you're a faculty, staff, or student, you can go down. There's a scheduling system online. You must have an appointment, and you can get that test for free as well. We are going to be doing a little mobile action here coming up next week. We'll be taking it to the streets, so to say. So we're developing a plan to do mobile testing in all our residential areas, and also some classes, some on-ground classes, working with professors on that as well. And there'll be incentives for students to participate. It's voluntary. Might get something free from it from a coffee place on campus. Might get a nice T-shirt or something and some other things. So we're gonna have some incentives, so some marketing will go out soon. It's all voluntary, and it's kind of the bridge between what that and what Haley was talking about. So as she said, Mr. Schultz is overseeing a committee made up of a lot of administrators and faculty, and we're looking for one student who will not have a problem standing up and speaking on behalf of all students in front of the administration. So, and it's going to be a short group because we are looking at as if we are going to have a plan as if we were going to have mandatory testing in January for everyone who could be on ground, whether that's in the residence hall, in a class, whether you're faculty, staff, or student, or you're working on campus. Then I'll talk about why it's January. We're going to attempt to do probably a pilot at the beginning of November, right before Thanksgiving. The reason why that is because the Illinois Shield program, if you've heard about the saliva test that's been getting a lot of national attention, they thought in July they'd be ready to do it for other campuses. Then they said in August. We just met with them last week, and they said, well, it takes about 6 weeks. So it takes about 6 weeks. You have to identify a site. You have to hire people. You have to train them. U of I students are actually facilitating the saliva test because so we got to work through that. There's a contract. There's a whole bunch of stuff in place. And this committee that Haley talked about will be the group developing all those parameters. So if you're going to ask me for details on what that looks like, I can't tell you right now because that group will be working on what that will look like and what mandatory means and what happens if you don't and how you get in the class and out of class with that. So hopefully one of you will gladly volunteer to be on this group. It's going to start really soon, and it's probably going to end in November because the plan will be in place, and then it'll be if this happens, then we're going to this, and if this doesn't happen, we're going to this, and of course a vaccine and all those things come into play as well. So what questions do you have about the dashboard or testing or COVID related stuff in general?
Do we have to move to open the floor for discussion?
Probably you do.
All right.
Senator Aslan, I move to open the floor for discussion.
All right, Senator Aslan, is there a second?
Senator Beck, second.
All right, second by Senator Beck. Floor is open for discussion.
Cool. Senator Aslan, I have a question.
Okay, Senator Aslan.
All right. Is there a plan in place or like a preparation in case we do have to shut down campus in case that does happen again, such as what happened in March? Or is it?
I appreciate your question. I don't think we'll go back to March. Now, with that said, because March was stay at home, everyone, the whole state. And I don't think that's really an option on the table because stay at home means everything's shut down. And I don't think our governor is going to go in that direction. Just don't think it from all the communication coming out. Now, with that said, we are coming up. We have a team of administrators and faculty and staff working on thresholds and mitigation strategies. So, and it's just at the beginning stages. Like I said, our rate's really low. It could explode. It could get higher. It could. And so what does that mean? And there's just so many parameters, and it's just not going to be one threshold. It's going to be several data points we're going to look at. like the available bed space. But we also have to think about supply chain. What happens if the supply chain for food somehow gets disrupted, or the supply chain for PPE gets disrupted, or we have classes who need to go completely remote because there's a positivity rate in the physical class. But right now, if you're aware of this or not, only 11% of all classes are on ground. 11%. Only 63% is our occupancy right now in the residence halls. So we have de-densified campus, health and safety of others. And we're also not doing, so if we get to mandatory testing, then we'll have more testing being done, and then the rate I think will probably look the same. But we're going to develop these strategies, and so like one of the strategies may be that we will limit the gathering size or the event size, depending if we can determine that the reason why the rate is going up is because it's happening in these spaces. I forgot to mention, not part of that, but Madison County Public Health has hired for us, SIUE, our own contact tracer. So this person will be tracking down all the positive cases, working with Madison Public Health, trying to determine where they're from. Okay, and then we're hiring another person who will do. Oh my gosh, we'll follow up on those who are close contacts, because a close contact is not something that's being traced by Madison Public Health. That will be our own staff following up to say, well, why do you think you're a close contact? I'll tell you one of the biggest things that we're seeing, which helps with the mitigation things you're talking about, Senator Aslan, is that there's a belief that if my roommate's boyfriend gets it and I'm next to my roommate, then I'm a close contact. No, you're not. It's unless you're in the same space for more than 15 minutes without 6 weeks social distance, without wearing a mask, there's all these other things. So we're working on those strategies. We saw a draft Friday morning, still working through some of that. We wouldn't be like another thing, if we run out of isolation space, that would be bad. If the hospitals can't support us, and that's something external, right? So there's all these factors that come into play, and we'll see, and hopefully we won't have to go to them. Good question.
Senator Perry.
Nope, sorry, I'm only allowed one question from the grad students. Next. No, just kidding. Sorry, Lindsay.
No way.
She was in my
Dr.
class last year, so I'm allowed to give her some grief.
Okay, Dr. Leupel, first and foremost, I want to say I think that the institution is moving in a very good direction by requiring testing. But I guess the question specifically for you is it 100% that we're going to be requiring testing, or is it kind of just a plan in the works that's like 80-20?
Plan in the works. Plan as if we were going in that direction. Plan as if we're going in that direction. Yep. So I don't want you running here and say, oh, they're going to make us do it. Well, no, not right now. But the plan is by January, if we need to, that's where we'll be.
Senator Beck, I have 2 questions for you. For the mandatory testing, is that going to be like, if you opt to do online classes, would you still have to get tested if you're doing completely
So you're getting
remote?
into the weeds, Senator Beck. This committee's going to work on that. So
okay.
I right now, the way it's defined, the way other universities has defined it, if anyone physically comes to campus, so, and whether that's for just an appointment or the perhaps go to the library or go to Starbucks, or I'm in a class, or I'm in a lab, anyone. So yes, if you're in Chicago and you're completely 100% online, probably not. But if you're living at Access, Enclave, or Reserve, I don't know, because it's close nexus to campus, right? And so we'll see.
All right. And then one more question for you. So Do you see, you said we're at 11% right now for classes that are on ground. Do you see that number increasing, decreasing, or staying the same next semester?
Staying the same.
Good.
That's if you were to ask me. Now, I'm not the provost, so but the class schedule is out. And if you peruse classes, you'll see many online. And that's because I think, I'm not going to speak for the provost, but this is what I think. And our faculty, I don't really think spring's going to look much different than fall for anything. Even if there's a vaccine, to be honest with you, and now they're saying January again or February, and they've kind of backed off of November. But even with that, there will be a pecking order, and not everyone's going to get inoculated because it's not going to be a mandatory vaccine. And we still don't know, just like, I don't know how many people get the flu shot. And by the way, flu shots are starting next week and they're free for you all too. And you should get a flu shot, but does the flu shot prevent you from getting the flu? It prevents you from really getting it bad. So there's not enough evidence to know if the COVID shot will keep you from for forever getting it or not, right? Inconclusive evidence at the moment. So there'll be lots of those things. And so I think spring's going to look much like the fall. Now, what I will go the next spot is we just had discussion this morning. We have no idea what next fall will look like. There's no way right now we can sit here, anyone can predict what next fall will look like. But we're all planners and we're all thinking ahead. And by February, the fall schedule needs to be out. So there's not a lot of time in there to process all that through.
Hey, Dr. Waple, I thought the 11% figure that's floating around, I was chatting with Miriam today about that. I thought that was 11% of students have all their classes on ground, but that there was a much larger percent that are hybrid, where they may have a class here or there on ground.
Now, the 11% is those who are completely on ground or hybrid. That's through enrollment.
Okay.
That's through enrollment. So there's 11% and there's another number. So it's about 7,444 students, give or take a few on either end, that are on ground for a class, on ground for a hybrid for a class, or who are living in our residence halls and housing.
So that's kind of where the 47% that Miriam was telling me is coming from?
Yeah. Yes to you. Yes to your question, Kelly Jo.
Got it.
The statistic that I got from President Mahoney was that there's 42% of students taking classes fully online. And then the other 48% are either hybrid or have either one class that's either hybrid or on campus.
Yeah, there's a 47%. It's right in that range. Both of you are right there. It gives a take a percentage point.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for questions. If anybody else had any questions, they may email Dr. Waple or Miriam. Yeah. Thank you again, Dr. Waple.
As always, yep. And I got to go because I'm coaching soccer tonight at 7:45. So I got to get moving to that practice. And Senator Sheehan, you said I sent you the information.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. See y'all.
See you, Dr. Waple. I'll now entertain a motion to close the floor for discussion.
Senator Aslan, so moved.
Moved by Senator Aslan. Is there a second?
Second,
Senator Shahan, second.
Seconded by Senator Shahan. We will now move on to line item 9, new business, letter A, oath of office, line A. Gus Hawkins will be getting sworn in for the Senator at Large position. When ready, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Senator Aslan, so moved.
Moved by Senator Aslan. Is there a second?
Senator Beck, second.
Seconded by Senator Beck. We will now proceed with the roll call votes.
Senator Aslan.
Aye.
Senator Beck.
Aye.
Senator Brim.
Aye.
Senator Burnett.
Aye.
Senator Childerson.
Aye.
Senator Gorin,
Aye.
Senator Hawkins. Oh,
I
never mind.
abstain.
Senator Hull,
Aye.
Senator Jackson,
Aye.
Senator Jones,
Aye.
Senator Morgan,
Aye.
Senator Obert,
Aye.
Senator Odell,
Aye.
Senator Perry,
Aye.
Senator Pruitt,
Aye.
Senator Randolph,
Aye.
Senator Sherman,
Aye.
Senator Shahan,
Aye.
Senator Showell,
Aye.
Senator Wheeler,
Aye.
Senator Winsing.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. Congratulations, and I'll hand it over to President Walters.
All right, Senator Hawkins, if you could raise your right hand and then repeat after me. I, and then state your name,
I, Augustus Hawkins,
solemnly promise to perform my duties and responsibilities
solemnly promise to do my duties and responsibilities
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
while preserving the mission and values of the university.
while preserving the mission and value of the university.
I also vow to uphold
I also vow to uphold
the Constitution and bylaws of SIUE student government
the constitutions and bylaws of SIUE student government
while striving for the betterment of the university
while striving for the betterment of the university
for all students, faculty, and staff.
for all students, faculty, and staff.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Senator Hawkins. We will now proceed to line B, virtual program funding requests, line A, and I will hand it over to Financial Officer Dreppard.
So last year in the spring, the Cello Club had made a request for a programming event. And due to the circumstances of COVID-19, that was not able to proceed. However, they've come to the Finance Board this year and asked to make a funding request, but make it a virtual one. So some background on this is the University of Iowa has a professor of cello that they will be having do a presentation about his book. In March, it was Beethoven's 250th birthday, but they're extending it to be a celebration of his 250th birth year since they weren't unfortunately able to do anything back in March. This will consist of him doing a small lecture on his book, and anyone interested in music or Beethoven and trying to learn something new will be able to attend, or anyone's able to attend, but they're able to ask questions and things of that sort. It'll be held via Zoom, and it'll be 2 hours long, and they're asking for $100 for it.
All right, if anybody has any questions, I'll entertain a motion to open the floor for discussion. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Senator Aslan, so moved.
Has been moved by Senator Aslan. Is there a second?
Senator Shahan, second.
It's been seconded by Senator Shahan. We will now proceed with a roll call vote.
Senator Aslan,
Aye.
Senator Beck,
Aye.
Senator Brim,
Aye.
Senator Burnett,
Aye.
Senator Childerson,
Aye.
Senator Gorin,
Aye.
Senator Hawkins,
Aye.
Senator Ho,
Aye.
Senator Jackson,
Aye.
Senator Jones,
Aye.
Senator Morgan,
Aye.
Senator Obert,
Aye.
Senator Odell,
Aye.
Senator Perry,
Aye.
Senator Pruitt,
Aye.
Senator Randolph,
Aye.
Senator Sherman,
Aye.
Senator Shahan,
Aye.
Senator Shao,
Aye.
Senator Wheeler,
Aye.
Senator Winsing,
Aye.
Right, the ayes have it. Congratulations to the Cello Club. Moving on to line 10, presidential appointments / personnel appointments. Seeing none, we'll move on to line 11, open forum. If there are any questions that have come in via YouTube, now it's time to hear them.
We haven't received any questions just yet.
All right. Well, moving on to line item 12, announcements. If there's anybody within student government who has any announcements, you may give them now.
I have an announcement. Hi. So I'm the graduate assistant for leadership programs. You've heard me plug these before. I feel like I'm going to plug them every week. But we host weekly leadership lunches. Those are on Wednesdays at noon. Typically, they're in person with free food. Obviously, we cannot do them in person and we cannot give out free food, which is very sad. However, we are still doing leadership lunches over Zoom. This month, they're all over the they're being run by the Student Leadership Council up until the last Wednesday of September, which will be facilitated by our own Robin Ermer. So get excited for that one. Hope to see you all there, at least for that one, because Robin's the best. Also, today is the last day to apply for our legacy program. That's for, why can't I think of the word? Advanced leaders. So typically that's upperclassmen and graduate students. However, sophomores have completed the program in the past. So that application is on Get Involved, and I hope some of you guys choose to apply.
And I'm sure many of you are checking your email. I think that's where we all live right now. So to reference the leadership lunches and other things that we mentioned, please make sure you're checking out the places to be at the e-newsletter that gets sent to you every Monday. Next week, we'll have a bunch of stuff with homecoming. Lots of great things that Campus Activities Board is hosting. They're having a kickoff next Monday, scavenger hunt, game show, virtual comedy show, lots of great things to check out next week. Also, the resource fair and student organization fair videos are still available through Flipgrid. So you can look back at past places to be at the e-newsletters. Check out Kimmel on Facebook. Those links are live still, so go ahead and check those out. Also, make sure you're checking Get Involved, because that's where a lot of student organizations and other departments are posting events. They may not be in our newsletter, but they are showing up on Get Involved in the event section. So make sure you check that out too. What else? Solo registration link and more information will go live tomorrow. We are finalizing some logistics. It will be through Zoom and a lot more flexible than in the past. So be sure to check that out tomorrow. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. And also, last reminder for me tonight is that the Cougar Cupboard is open by appointment only on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Make sure you check out the Cougar Cupboard on Facebook for their Sign Up Genius link to sign up, and make sure you're sharing that with your constituents as well. And happy birthday to Robin on the 17th.
All right, if nobody has any more announcements, we'll move on to line 13, adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Senator Shao, so move.
Has been moved by Senator Shao. I adjourn this Senate meeting at 7:09 p.m.